The mind of a borderline personality. Borderline personality disorder is something I was diagnosed with about 6 years ago. Now, this disorder just flat out fucking sucks. It's no fun. It's miserable to have. It's also called emotionally unstable personality disorder. And that's a pretty correct interpretation right there. People with borderline personality disorder, um they experience emotions and feelings for longer periods of times and stronger than normal people do. Trying to think of more things to say about that. Kind of a little slowed down right here. This is kind of an important video, kind of a hard video for me to do too. They also have what's known as splitting or black and white thinking, which is kind of also known as all or none thinking. You either want to have everything you reach for, you want to have nothing. You can't find a middle ground. And I feel I've had a lot of downfalls in my life because I don't know how to compromise. And that's something I'm still trying to learn to this day. And 75% of people diagnosed with borderline are females. So I'm one of the 25% that's diagnosed with it. They say it can come out of, you know, post traumatic stress like traumas, during your childhood, mostly during your childhood, having certain things happen to you during your childhood, having a rough upbringing or brainwashing or any kind of abuse or molestation are some of the things that can bring this on. Myself as a borderline, I experience very highs and lows. It's like a bipolar thing, but borderline, I'm not quite sure, is probably more extreme than bipolar. All these incredibly high moments. I'm so happy to be alive, just in a really great mood out of nowhere. I just fucking want to die and I hate everything. One of there's a lot of mixed feelings. There's a part of me that loves everyone, and there's a part of me that hates everyone. Thinking people, one minute, care about me, and then the next minute, because of my irrational thinking, I think everyone's out to get me. And I'm slowly getting away from that part of me that hates everyone. A lot of things I've been through in my life have molded me to be like that. And I want to heal. A lot of good stuff is going on recently. I've come to terms with a lot of stuff and I'm just ready to heal and move on from that and show the optimism more than the pessimism and show the part of me that loves everyone more and the part of me that hates everyone, show that a lot less and try to just completely get that out. My mind's kind of reflecting right now. Is there anything I want to say about any of those subjects? Um, I'm not going to bullshit here. I'm extremely, pretty much all my life, I've been very emotionally unstable. Most of my life has been a fucking mess and a fucking wreck. I'm not proud of the way I've treated people and the way I've treated myself. I didn't even notice at the time I was so stuck in my own bullshit that I couldn't even see what I was doing to people and people that cared about around me. Kind of waking up more, kind of realizing that, and just thinking about who I actually want to be. My emotions are very completely just bipolar, like up and down, happiness, paranoia, happiness, paranoia. And one of the things about my borderline is I have sensitivities and emotions toward inanimate objects. Like, I think a lot of this came from the fact when I was young, I used to really like this movie called The Brave Little Toaster. I remember getting attached to all those appliances, and there are moments in that, movie that made me happy, and there are moments that made me sad. But still to this day, when I have like a TV appliance or just any kind of, non-living inanimate object, like if a microwave goes out or any kind of appliance like a TV goes out, I it hurts me and bothers me because I think of those appliances having emotions and they're just dead and nothing now, and I don't want my appliances to be upset. It just kind of shakes me up when I think of certain little things like that, things that mean nothing to some people but mean things I worry about and things that fucking hurt me. I get my feelings hurt really easily, and that's the borderline part of me. And I hate that I'm like that. I want to be stronger and I want to surpass, but I'm ready to kind of go back on my black and white thinking and the splitting type thinking, kind of reprogramming my brain in other ways so I'm not like that anymore. Another thing that kind of bothers me is when I'm out driving and I see traffic lights and there's like a really bad windstorm and I see the traffic light blowing all over the place. It really bothers me and upsets me. I hope the traffic light, is okay and it's not hurt. You know, when I was a kid, I was really attached to stuffed animals and plushies. They comforted me sleeping with, and you know, taking them around. And still to this day, I have some plushies that I'll sleep with and that are very special to me and that comfort me. And I like to kind of pretend, kind of pretend they're real. And, in my mind, I think about it's kind of like that movie Ted. I always kind of wanted a plushie that would come to life, but, you know, not do the typical things you'd think, we're just going to go on some inebriated adventures together. This the plush liking to get into the zone and go into damn space, going out, all kinds of antics and shit like that. I'll see another thing about borderline is very unexpected emotions. You might be very emotional over something you shouldn't be emotional about, and then you sometimes you'll show kind of an apathetic state. You won't be emotional about things you should be emotional about, and your emotions and your thought process kind of get confused, and things I should have a reaction to, I don't know what to say, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know what to say. And then there are times when things are really happy, but I'll find something that bothers me or disturbs me within even something happy, because my mind has the ability to see bad in everything and see bad in everyone. Don't want to feel like that anymore. But that's where a lot of my emotions will come, where I see a lot of negativity in everything. There's a lot of, memories from like my childhood when I got really sad over things I shouldn't have got sad over, certain episodes of like certain shows. There were things in a lot of these childhood shows, like maybe a character's in trouble and it really hurt me because I had emotional ties to that character, and that character helped my life out, and it's a show I liked, but I get way too emotionally involved. I got way too emotionally involved with a lot of the characters within those, and I may be being a little ambiguous right now, but maybe there's still some stuff I'm not ready to talk about. Um, I guess this video is kind of like an improvised one too. I didn't know much about what I was going to do or go in and say in this one. One of the other things you'll notice in my videos is I kind of I like this light setting right here. There's something about the claws and the light and the way I can manipulate the light. If I want to say something I'm okay with saying, I'll say it in the light. And then if I say something maybe I'm kind of ashamed of, I kind of walk back over this way. And depending on how, how I feel about the subject matter, I'll completely close these. Get to where you can barely see anything because I'm really ashamed. I guess moods coming in right now. I'm kind of ashamed of, who I am and stuff. God, this video is just all over the damn place, but I'm gonna let my emotions just kind of, go on the camera. And I think I want to end this by saying having some OCD compulsions, kind of got it when I said the S and the compulsions right there. But I think I want to end this. Okay, I was going to say something. I totally forgot what I was going to say. I am a borderline mind. I hate that I'm borderline. I don't like it. I don't like my emotions. This disorder fucking sucks, and it's a pain in the ass, and I wish I could get away from my emotional instability. I really wish. That's something I really want to work on. Always bring in the optimism. Always want to try to better myself and get away from some of that negativity and see light for a little bit. That's who I want to be. And I'm ready to work on that.